Hello everyone and welcome to a video about probably the most important system in the glacial caves, the Fossil Excavator. In this video we're going to be talking about exactly how to get suspicious scrap, excavate that suspicious scrap effectively, and also what you're going to be getting from using this system. This system is basically the core of this whole update and you're going to be getting a ton of cool rewards. So let's just get into it. The first thing that we have to do is find suspicious scrap, which is something that we're only going to be able to find in the new mine shafts. You're able to locate mine shafts whenever you are just mining in the normal Glacite tunnels. There's going to be these portals that spawn in and you can go inside, and this is where you're going to be able to find the scrap. Whenever you're mining blocks in these mine shafts, you have the chance to find a scrap. However, this is very, very rare, so we're going to be doing a couple things in order to increase our chances of finding suspicious scrap. The first two things are Heart of the Mountain perks, unlocked at level 8. First one being No Stone Unturned, which just increases your chance of finding suspicious scrap up to 25% more. This is just a flat thing that you're always going to have. This one's really good. And then the other one is going to be Mineshaft Mayhem, and this isn't always going to give you a bonus chance of finding scrap, but generally whenever I've been getting the plus 5% chance to find suspicious scrap, I don't know what it is, but I get one every single mineshaft that I go into with that buff. So these two perks are going to be very good at increasing your chances of spawning scrap. Another great way of boosting your scrap chance is the new enchant for drills, Paleontologist. This is going to increase the chance of finding the scrap by 12.5% if you get it up to level 5. The way that you get these books, I believe, is from the corpses that are in mine shafts. They're a kind of rare drop, so this will most likely be very expensive, but it's something that you can just put on your drill and keep it there forever and just get that boosted chance of finding suspicious scrap. Using these boosts combined, you should be able to find a scrap every other mine shaft or so. It depends how long you're staying inside of there, because a lot of the time you would like to cycle between different mine shafts to try and find some better blocks in there, or just mine at a fast speed because of the cold system that's in there. But whatever the case, you're going to end up with some amount of scrap if you just start farming for these mine shafts, and specifically just break as much stuff in the mine shaft as you can. Once you get the scrap, that's when it gets really interesting. If you talk to Dr. Stone, she will give you a new chisel. She will give you just the basic chisel. This is going to be something that has 16 charges, and it can be placed in the excavator alongside a scrap to begin the excavation process. These charges are not that high. They are not that good, and there are ways to get some bonus charges. For one, there are going to be upgrades to the chisel that are unlocked inside of the forge here. This is going to be depending on your Heart of the Mountain level, so as high as you can get it, up to level 10, you can get the perfect chisel, the Glacite chisel, or the reinforced chisel if you are a little bit weaker. And this is just going to give you some more charges towards the excavator, which allows you to unlock more things in there. So the perfect chisel is going to be really good. You're also able to put these perfect aquamarine gemstones into your chisel. These gemstones normally give sea creature chance, but when applied to a chisel, will give it additional charges in the excavator, meaning that you're able to dig up more. Let's actually look at the excavator so you guys understand a little bit more what I'm talking about. When you go into the Fossil Excavator menu, you're going to be prompted to put in some scrap and then put in your chisel. The better the chisel, the better this is going to be, because you're basically left with little to no room for error if you don't have the best of the best chisel, especially on some of these fossils that you're looking for, because that is the main thing we're searching for when we enter to this menu. We're looking for fossils. This also means that you're going to want to level this Heart of the Mountain 10 perk excavator as much as possible, because this is going to make suspicious scraps 25% more likely to contain those fossils that we're looking for. Just to show you the menu before we talk specifically about fossils, going into here, it's kind of laid out similar to super pairs, but you're not matching stuff as much as you are just finding random debris in here and then looking for the fossils that I just recently mentioned. So this board that I just didn't have any fossils. It had some gemstones in here, it had some tungsten, it had glacite, but we did not get the fossil that we're looking for. Let's talk about all 8 of the fossils before we look at what we're actually looking for in the menu, because there is a way to specifically know which fossil you're going to get and make it a lot easier for you to get it in a short amount of clicks and basically guarantee yourself a fossil every single time that you find one. The fossils will be on display over here once you get them and put them in. So this is going to be the helix. This is going to be the ugly fossil. This is going to be the tusk fossil. This one is the claw fossil. And then going up top here, you're going to see the webbed fossil, the clubbed fossil, the footprint fossil, and then finally the spine fossil. And all of these are going to have a different specific shape that is going to be in the fossil excavator whenever you find them. And you're going to be able to identify these shapes directly by how many blocks there are going to be whenever you go into the excavator. What I mean by that is that whenever you get a fossil, you're able to see this fossil excavation progress immediately, because you have to uncover this entire fossil every single time that you find one. But you can use this excavation progress in order to weed out which specific fossil you have, because all but 2 of these fossils have a unique excavation progress tied to them. This one right here is going to be a helix fossil. I know that because it's going to 14.3, which means that it's getting 7.1% per piece, which means that we're looking at a 14 block fossil right now. So I am able to basically immediately determine the kind of shape that I'm looking for, and that's just going to be something that is in a big square here. I don't know exactly which way it is, but it's going to be much easier for me to figure it out just because I know that this is going to be a helix. All right, and as you can see, we have found the shape here, and we are able to get this fossil once we clear out the rest of the area. And that was just because we knew the percentage that we're getting, and then we know the shape because that's just something that you can learn beforehand. I'm now going to show you all of the fossils that are available. I'm going to tell you how many blocks there are, and I'm going to show you the shape of them and tell you the percentage that you're going to get whenever you dig this out, so you can immediately nail that down. So the tusk is going to be the easiest one to get because it's only 8 blocks inside of here, meaning that you're getting 12.5% per piece that you're digging out. And this is going to be something that even the earliest on chisel is going to have the capability of easily digging out while making a tiny bit of errors. But you're generally just looking for this weird, tusky shape. The webbed fossil is next, and that's going to be a 10 block fossil. It's going to give you 10% per piece, and this is going to kind of just be a T shape that then branches out down, and it's pretty easy to find. And once you know that you are on those 10 blocks, just kind of look and see if you can figure out which direction is up and down, and you're able to get this one pretty quick. The club fossil is the one that I've struggled with the most before I figured out this number strategy where you look at the progress, but this one's 11 blocks, 9.1% per piece, and you can see the shape right here on screen. The spine one is just kind of a big clump of 12 blocks. Luckily, we know that it's 12 blocks, meaning that it's 8.3% per piece that you're grabbing on there, and it's going to be this shape that you're seeing on screen. The claw and the footprint seem to be the only 2 that have the same amount of blocks here. It's going to be 13 blocks each, which means that you're going to see 7.7%. So you are going to have to do a little bit of trial and error to figure out which one you're actually going after. This one's not just going to be immediately, the shape. But this is going to be the claw one that you've been seeing on screen for a second. And now this is going to be the footprint one. The footprint one's kind of like a bulkier webbed fossil, but you're able to figure this out. It's just going to take a little bit more effort than the other ones. The helix is that 14 block one that we just found. It's pretty simple. And I mean, you can already have this from nucleus runs. So hopefully you just have some helixes around. Last but not least, at 16 blocks, meaning that you would have to perfectly get this if you had the base chisel, we have the ugly fossil. This is going to give you 6.2% per piece that you're getting, and you can see the shape on your screen right here, and that's going to unlock you the ugly fossil. In general, knowing these shapes is going to make the excavator a lot easier because you're able to kind of selectively click around once you find a fossil. I would generally recommend just mining out some of the blocks in the middle whenever you're looking for these fossils. You can find some fossils on the edge. The clubbed fossil especially loves to just be hiding in a wacky spot. Same with the tusk fossil a little bit. but in general, you're aiming for these massive pieces in the board, and you're gonna find most of those in the middle. So it's better safe than sorry on missing something there. And once you locate it, you can then use these shapes that I just told you and hopefully be able to dig out this entire fossil and unlock it in your inventory. Once you do unlock the fossils, you're able to go and donate these to Dr. Stone, and this is going to give you a couple things. For one, you're going to get Heart of the Mountain XP if you're not Heart of the Mountain 10. You're going to get Mining XP. And then you are going to get a Dwarven Forge recipe that lets you turn the fossil into a new type of pet the next time you find it. So that is right, there's a ton of pets tied to this. Each of the fossils is going to have a pet tied to this, and I'm not going to go over all of those pets in this video because then this video would be like 25 minutes long, and I'm not really looking to do that. But this is what we're aiming for with these fossils. We are aiming to unlock pets, and then we're aiming to sell these to people if we are already done doing all of this ourselves. If we keep finding repeats, you can keep selling them to other players once you have already unlocked all your stuff at Dr. Stone. But you're aiming for just displaying all of these and unlocking all of the recipes for yourself, for the Skyblock XP, for the Heart of Mountain XP, and just for the personal accomplishment of getting every single fossil. One last thing to note, mine shafts are definitely better ran if you're playing with a bunch of people because you're able to warp people into your mine shaft. You can have up to 7 other people join your mine shaft for an 8-person mine shaft, and you can definitely just try and find people to do that, but it is 100% not necessary. You can do this solo. Just know that your scrap rates might be a little worse because these mine shafts can be kind of rare to come across. That's basically all there is to go over with the excavator. Get the scrap, get those fossils, and hopefully start making some coins or making some brand new pets because this is a pretty darn cool system and it's going to take a while to max out. The scrap is not super common. Mine shafts are not super common, but definitely let me know down below what you guys think about this system. Which of the pets is your favorite from this if you've seen them before this video, but that's going to be all. Hope I kept you informed, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace out.